Good morning, Plainwell High School, and welcome to the 2016-2017 school year. I'm Mr. Wright.
And I'm Mrs. Beals, formerly Miss Burley.
And we are so excited to spend some time with you going over the handbook right now. Every year we put out a handbook, so why do you need to know it? Because this is your responsibility to know the information that's presented in the handbook. With over 800 students on campus, it's important that we have rules and regulations so that we can all work together in a safe and cohesive environment. We want the best for each and every one of you, and to do that, we have to have a handbook that sets the guidelines for you. So sit back and enjoy the ride.
Well, one of the things that I think is important for you is to be able to find information quickly. So on pages 6 and 7, I think it's 6 and 7, 5 and 6, excuse me, there is a table of contents. And in that you can find everything from the acceptable use policy to attendance to academic policies to testing out to anything. Be sure to use the table of contents on pages 5 and 6 so you can find information quickly. We have 8 big ideas that we want to share with you today that encompass the entire 38-page document. First of all, there's, in our minds, big idea number 1, respect humanity, respect each other, respect everyone. Digital citizenship, stay classy, Plainwell, and keep each other safe. Be honest and transparent, be on time and in class every day, communication, and everything you need to know on a daily basis. We're going to review those for you now. Dr. Wright?
So on the Respect Humanity front, on page 14, it provides a mission on where we are with trying to end bullying and harassment within our scope and our jurisdiction. We take bullying and harassment very, very seriously here. It's against the law, and we have put in place different programs in order to help with that, such as Quiet Heroes and PALS. Basically, we want you to all be nice to each other, treat each other well, and to use the golden rule every single day. And if you need help with bullying, don't hesitate to contact myself, Miss Beals, or really anyone else on the staff.
Sounds like a good plan. Digital citizenship. You probably learned about this in any tech class that you may have taken at Plainwell High School. Respect the device, and that means any device. It means your own cell phone, your friend's cell phone, iPads, iPods, anything that would be an electronic communication device. Please respect each other's privacy. No taking of pictures or recording anyone without their permission. Keep the content clean, positive, and appropriate. I guess that's it. Okay.
Stay classy. This started probably, what, 2-3 years ago on the announcements. They said, stay classy, Plainwell. And that includes everything from style and dress code, which is on page 16. It's something that we've revised again this year. You might like some of the changes. In addition, being positive as positive sportsmanship. School, we want you to represent Plainwell High School in the best possible light, and that means doing the right things out on the athletic fields and in the classroom, and outside of the school for that matter. Upperclassmen, we want you to be the positive leaders to help make PHS the classiest school around.
Let's keep each other safe. Report wrongdoing. On page 20, we added a section for you to figure out if something's going on that's illegal, unethical, or immoral. How do I report this? Well, there's several ways, but first of all, you can go to the icon on the high school webpage, OK to Say. This is an effort by the Michigan State Police to keep people safe. It's confidential, and you can report things there. The information will get to us. We also have a Silent Observe icon on the high school webpage. This is a way for you to report something anonymously, and it'll get to Dr. Wright or myself. Also, I think you know who the Quiet Heroes are, and if you don't, all you have to do is ask, and an upperclassman or a pal will be happy to assist you. Help keep illicit drugs and alcohol out of school. The consequences for that are steep and are listed on page 30. If you should have an unexcused absence, or you know someone who is skipping, refer to pages 36 and 37. Help your parents remember to call you in absent so you don't unintentionally get a detention.
685-9554. Also, honesty and transparency, the next big idea. We have an academic dishonesty list which we use to track students who have been caught cheating along the way. That's on page 11. Know what the boundaries of what is cheating and what is plagiarism, borrowing, and stealing. That's on pages 32, 35, and 36. I'll just say one thing, that with cheating and with anything, we are 100% consistent on that. It's one of the unfortunate things that we have to do, but we have to assign a day of in-house for the first time cheating, as well as adding you to the academic dishonesty list.
For a whole year.
And you don't want that, do you, Miss Burley?
No, thank you.
Miss Beals?
Mrs. Beals. Okay, be on time in class every day. We have a strict tardy policy. We have a strict absence policy. Those are found on page 36 and 37. You can also find that on page 13. I'm a truancy officer with Allegan County, and so referrals for truancy get made to me first, and then I have to report those directly to the courts. One of the things that have changed this year is our 8th day of absence. We are now calling this maximum days absent, and I'm going to ask you to read that thoroughly. We no longer use our testing out policy of a C+ or better on a final exam to determine credit for a course. This means that if you reach your 8 absences, whether they're excused or unexcused, relying on getting a C+ or better on your final exam does not ensure your credit. Be sure to know the credit restoration application policy.
And just to add, we have set up a different thing where you can spend the extra time that you need to make up to get the credit. So hopefully that will work out better for everybody. Next, communication. Be in the know. We have information posted everywhere. First of all, we do daily announcements on trojantv.net. In addition, we have information on the high school webpage. We post all of our schedules and different things in the hallways. If you want to find out what lunch you have, all you have to do is go to the hallways and look at your third hour teacher and figure out where you're at and what lunch they have. Next, I have a weekly principals newsletter called This Week at Plainwell that we're going to start emailing out, as well as the handbook. So make sure you listen to announcements, read them online. They're posted 5 days at a time, and you will be in the know, and that's important.
Well, we couldn't get through this presentation without talking about the 8 keys of excellence. This is the character education that Plainwell High School and all the schools at Plainwell Community Schools employ. So, Dr. Wright, I don't know if we would be able to remember all this, but we have integrity.
We got it right there.
Integrity.
Yay.
Failure leads to success. No,
that's speak with good purpose.
Speak with good purpose. This is it. Commitment, ownership, flexibility, and balance. Please employ these in your daily lives with everyone you know at Plainwell High School. Ooh.
Some of the friendly reminders. If you drive, you need to have a parking sticker by September 16th. Our hall monitor, who will be a sub this year, is going to be checking that on September 16th. The bell schedule is new. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes here. Building closes at 3:30. You must be in a supervised activity by 2:45. Please do not hang out in the building. Know the medication policy. You need to have doctor's notes, and documentation is required if you want to carry it with you or leave it here. It depends on the medication and such. See Mrs. Gower for additional information. Once the new trimester starts, we cannot have any schedule changes, so make sure to get those schedule changes before the start of second try or third try. We are a closed campus. We do not allow students to go out to their car during the school day, or we don't allow them to go out to lunch. Sorry about that. Cell phones, iPads, or any other electronic devices in the lunchroom or the hallways is fine. In the classrooms, it's no without the teacher's direction. So make sure to ask your teacher if you need to use your iPad or cell phone or any other device.
Continuing with our friendly reminders, hall passes. A green pass is required to be in the hallway. So the hall monitor will check you, Dr. Wright and myself will check you, or any teacher will ask you for your green hall pass. Be sure to have one if you need to leave the classroom. There's no food outside of the lunchroom, no food in the hallway, classroom, or locker rooms. Any academic question that you have goes to the guidance office. Mrs. Marzoff is the guidance secretary there. She is also the athletic secretary. And know what gets you a detention. Tardies, undesirable behavior, unexcused absences, those get you detentions. And we would rather not have to give you detentions. A missed 30-minute detention automatically turns into a 70-minute, and a missed 70-minute detention automatically turns into 1 day out of school suspension.
And we want you here. So, the bell schedule, as we mentioned, has changed. It's available in your handbook. However, we took the extra 5 minutes, so we used to have 71-minute period classes, and we added that to second hour, so every class ends on the 5 and 0. We also have done that with plus time as well, and plus time is still here and still going strong, and that is on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay, to help wrap things up, there are documents that you need to turn in by Friday. If you are in grades 10 through 12, there are 3 documents you need to turn in to us. You will be getting the census demographic information sheet from your first period teacher today. So make sure you bring that home, have your parents sign it, return it with any new cell phone numbers, new emails, new addresses, new health alerts that we may need to know about. Make sure that you're signing the acknowledgement stating that we did review, that you do have the handbook in hand. It doesn't mean you agree with it, but that you have received it. And also the acknowledgement of the receipt for the technology acceptable use policy. Those are required in order for you to be in school. Grade 9, you just have to turn in 2 sheets, your census demographic info sheet and your acknowledgement receipt for the handbook. We already have your acceptable use policy receipt, which you signed for us in order to get your iPad. Dr. Wright?
So, what questions do you have? Make sure you ask your teacher, and the teacher can record your questions, and then we will post all of the answers and email them out to you on a Google Doc. Any other questions? Please don't hesitate to see myself or Mrs. Beals, and we are looking forward to having a great school year playing well.
Thank you for listening. I am going to email you 3 things. One is I'm going to email you this PowerPoint so you can refer to it. I'm also going to email you the handbook so that you have that to refer to. And there is a class notes page that I will send to you that demonstrates or depicts all the changes that we've made for the year. So take a minute to review those. I hope you have a great week.
Have a great year.